I finally got my hands on this NASA-inspired space smartwatch called the ARTEMIS. This was an Indiegogo campaign that looked interesting in terms of being a space exploration themed item and also a smartwatch. I backed this for $54 back in January 2024 with an estimated delivery date of July 2024. But I just got this the first week of November, so for anyone still waiting on this, it is a legitimate campaign. The box looks high quality, similar to those science project kits you would find at the store. It says it's a do-it-yourself smartwatch with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and you can write your own programs via Python, C++, or Arduino. Here's the back of the box. It says it has a dual-core SP32 processor and a USB-C charge port, which is also used for direct programming. It supports Android or iOS and does not require soldering. It claims an easy 10-minute assembly. Out of the box, we get a sticker sheet, which looks pretty cool for geeks and nerds. This looks like a keychain tag. And here's the bag with the charger, a screwdriver, and there's some little screws inside. I'm not going to throw that out. And this dark slab is likely the top cover for the display. A closer look at the charge cable, it's USB-A to USB-C. This strap should be the watch band. This info cart looks interesting. It shows diagrams of other NASA-inspired kits that they offer. It's actually a postcard if anyone still uses these. Here's the main instruction manual, which is also a story about their project and team. Here's 2 more holographic stickers for you to show off with. This looks like the main watch module. And this is the circuit board or the backplate. I don't think there's anything electrical on there. Okay, here's the assembled watch. It looks just like it's shown in the campaign page. The printed instruction manual shows you how to assemble this, and there's online instructions, although the QR code on the box does not take you directly to the link. I'll leave a link to the instruction manual in the descriptions. The Android app is not listed on the instructions, but it's bango.js and it's on the Google Play Store. There are videos on YouTube on how to assemble this and how to install the app. For the actual watch, it looks pretty neat, but it's more of a showpiece or something you would wear to a geeky or nerdy convention. Being a display and circuit board sandwiched between the backplate battery and the top see-through cover is not going to be very durable if you wear this for daily activities, and it's not meant to be. Your sleeve will snag on the edges and small debris will fall in between the gaps. But it is what it is, which is a showpiece. The top display cover can be removed if you just take off the 3 screws. The rest of the watch is still secured onto the backplate. Here you can see the naked internals. The top bar is the Wi-Fi Bluetooth antenna. Then you have the battery connector, the USB-C charge port, programming port. This is the navigation wheel that you can use to move up and down and press it in for the select function. Behind that is the piezo speaker. And on the bottom is the screen on and back button. Here's how it looks turned on. You press and hold the navigation wheel's select function to activate the menu. Now you can rotate the wheel up and down to select your item. There's a status LED light here, and although the instructions claim that it's breathing green while charging, it shows it as breathing red here. It's supposed to show a solid green when it's fully charged, and it blinks red on a low battery. There's also LEDs all around the board, such as when you navigate up and down the menu. And also flashes when notifications come in. The watch also includes a gyroscopic sensor, and it can detect left, right, front, back movement. You can use this to remote control the rover if you bought the kit, but I don't have that, so I can't show that to you, but it is available. It's also used for the lift to wake feature. But this feature doesn't seem to be very consistent, as sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The phone companion app is called bango.js. Simply install it through the Google Play Store. Once installed, go through the usual routine of allowing all these different permissions such as location, draw over other apps, etc. In the device discovery where you're trying to pair the watch, you have to change the pairing options to allow unsupported devices. Once you see the ARTEMIS watch on the list, press and hold on the item to bring up another menu. You will add this as a test device under bangle.js. Once that's done, click on the screen to have it connect. For some reason, you have to pair and connect twice. There's not much in the options to choose from other than making sure that the send notification toggle is on. Notifications work only with the screen off. Here's how it looks like. The watch plays a tone and the LEDs flash all around it. There's no vibration function though. I think that's a bit of an oversight, although this is just a showpiece, but still. You can rotate the dial down to get to your notifications. Here's how they look like. Pressing select gives you the option to go back or delete the notification. Let's go through what comes with this watch. It comes with a find phone function, which plays a notification on your phone so you can find it. Next, we have a lunar lander game that you can play on the watch. You use the navigation wheel to rotate the lunar lander left and right, and press select to activate the boosters. You have to land it in the safe flat zones on the bottom. It's actually fun to try at least once. It could be used for a time killer. It's not very sophisticated, but it's kind of fun. I like that it actually zooms in when you get closer to the landing area. Next, we have a level app. It simply measures how level the watch is. Next is an app called Theremin, and you tilt your watch up and down or left and right to generate sounds. Supposedly you can make music with this, but I'm not much of a musician, so I'm not even going to try, but you can play around with this and see what you can come up with. Next, we just have a connection status checker. After that, we have the rover control app, but like I said, I don't have the rover, so I can't check this out for you. And lastly, we get to the settings. In the settings, you can set your 24-hour or 12-hour format. You can also change the theme, which is the watch face. I'll go through all of the watch faces after I go through the settings. You can choose your date format, manually adjust the time and date, toggle if the watch makes sounds or not, adjust the brightness of the screen, enable the LEDs for notifications. The sleep time is how long the screen stays on for. If you leave it off, the screen will stay on indefinitely until you shut it off. The lowest setting is 30 seconds. I wish they would have something that's more like 5 or 10 seconds because that's all I need to see my time. Although the lift to wake does turn it off much quicker. Next is your toggle for the tilt to wake feature. And now we have the left hand mode, which is really neat because you can wear this watch on your other hand and still have functionality, or the big bulge area won't stick out into your hand where it will get in the way of your flexibility. And lastly is the save and exit feature, but I found that just pressing back automatically saves it anyway. Now let's look at the themes or watch faces. It's a very cumbersome process to choose this, and you have to choose it and exit back out into the main screen to see how it looks like. There are multiple steps that needs to be done in order to get back into the main screen, but here they are. The default one is this black and orange theme. It matches the watch band and everything is clear and easy to read. Next one is arcade. Looks like it's a purplish theme. And the watch face is like an old CRT with some colorful fonts. It looks like a Space Invader game or Asteroids from back in the days. I'm not really a fan of this one. Next up is analog. Text is white on black, and when we get to the watch face, it looks like your old TV when your station is not broadcasting anymore. Not a fan either. Now we get to dual tone, which is black text on a white background. The watch face has a 2-line style clock that's not really easy to read, and I'm not a fan of this either. Now we get to machine, and it's a lighter orange on something like a metal or a textured background. The watch face looks like it's the back of a machine with spray painted numbers for the time and date. This looks okay, but I'm not a fan of the 2-line clock layout. Next up is TXT, or text. This looks like white text with a blue border and a black background. When we get to the main screen, the time is in purple or magenta. It reminds me of a Super Mario Brothers game or something from that era. Not a fan either. Next up is Cyberpunk. This looks like yellow or gold on black. The watch face looks like this. It's like some random wiggly lines. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a circuit board. It's easy to read, I'll give it that. The design looks like it's trying to remind me of that game Cyberpunk on PlayStation or something. Next up is Cypher, and it looks like it's green on black. The main watch face is very plain. It's green font with some green borders. Looks like it's trying to hint at the Matrix movie. You see a lot of gibberish or computer code in the background. It actually looks okay for being easy to read and not overdoing it with the colors. After that, we have something called 1UP. It looks very colorful and it reminds me of Donkey Kong. The main watch face does remind me of Donkey Kong. The colors and the design. If you're a fan of Donkey Kong, this might work for you. But as a NASA-inspired space watch, I don't think it works here. And that's it for the watch faces. It goes back to the default one, which is still my favorite one. It matches the wristband and it's simple and easy to read. So how do I like this watch? Well, once again, it's a showpiece and it will be on my shelf or desk connected to a power supply with the screen to stay on at all times. I will use it as a desk clock and not a smartwatch. I might wear it for some geeky meetups, but not daily. It would be interesting to see if any open source or crowdsourced apps show up for this. The rest of this video will be the assembly process. It was pretty easy, but there's no method shown for placing the battery cable out of the way. The instructions show it as a short cable, but it came with a longer cable that needed to be tucked away. I was able to tuck it between the battery and the main board, but now it's slightly lopsided. I'll have to see if I can reroute it or I might have to just shorten it myself. The strap is also a tight fit through the board openings. If you have a plastic pry tool, you could help it along. A lot of wiggling helps too. The manual is very basic with a lot of images showing multiple angles of the same step. You may want to see all the angles before trying to assemble it, especially the wrist strap. If you're interested in the Geek Club projects, check out their website. All links will be in the description.